Hey neurospicy friends, today I want to talk about driving. So I can drive and I sort of sense the impression I get from other people is that it sort of seems like driving is no big deal to me. I can do it just like anyone else. And while that may be true for a neurotypical person, it's not really for me. So I feel like I can drive pretty safely and confidently in most situations. But my issue is that it's given me a lot of sensory overload. There's just so much stimulation from all the lights and objects outside and all the other cars moving around. And I also typically wear sunglasses in my car that is also tinted to the maximum legal tint. And despite that, I still get overstimulated by all the noises and colours and everything moving around. So while I like to say I really look forward to whatever place I'm going to, I'm sort of having to mask the fact that I'm already exhausted and overstimulated from all the sensory input. As far as other modes of transport go, I don't feel super confident riding a bicycle, even though I probably could if I wanted to. I probably get the same issue with driving anyway, so just being like stimulated from the bumps on the road and all the things passing me by. And public transport, well, so here in Melbourne we've got pretty good public transport coverage. Like, I think it's great. It could be better, but it's still pretty great. I get pretty uncomfortable during the peak times when it's crowded, and there are certain some routes and networks have got sometimes annoying or unsavory characters on it. But I suppose, like, if I was living in a relatively good neighborhood and the train ride didn't take very long, then I probably would take a train or a tram into work if that was practical for me. But I think, like, my main reasons for driving a car is just sort of like for convenience, so I can carry the grocery shopping easily, so I can visit my parents, because getting a transport out there would be pretty annoying. And sometimes I just get frustrated waiting for the bus or the train to arrive, so that's why I prefer driving. Oh, and there are some places where I absolutely will not drive at all, particularly right in the middle of the city where it's just super packed with cars. We've got this weird driving maneuver here in Melbourne, and it's kind of only like in a few places in the city, called a hook turn, and that kind of like my brain just can't deal with that. So if I've got to drive anywhere in the city, I won't. I'll use public transport for that, or take a taxi. So yeah, tell me about you. Are you autistic, and do you drive? Do you have a preferred method of transport? Do you have conditions? Are there any places that when and where you won't go? Let me know. I'd like to hear from you. Hey there, if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, because that tells the YouTube algorithm that this is good content that people might enjoy. Also, if you'd like to keep hearing from me, I'd really love it if you also press the subscribe button so that we can stay in touch. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.